See me eye to eye. Stand up like a man.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Mograph Mocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt. Joining us today is the two other directors from Camp Mograph. This is our Camp Mograph episode. Mark Cernozia and Julie Bennett.
Hello.
Hello.
Hopefully all the audio is good. If anybody hears any audio issues live, let me know. Had a little issue ahead of time, but I think we got it worked out. What's up, everybody in the chat? How's it going? We're going to talk about camp a little bit. But before we do that, I'm quickly going to talk about our sponsor, Otoy. They're one of the reasons that we are able to provide this content. That's Mograph's universal sponsor. You know who they are, the makers of Octane Render and the Render Network. Just had a great episode with them last week.
Yeah, we did.
It was super awesome. There's going to be some clips coming out on the socials as well. I think there's already one out on the Render Network's channel, and so we've got an offer for podcast listeners.
Yeah,
and the Render Network is they've got just for Mograph listeners, they've got a €20 in free render credits to try boosting your rendering workflow with near unlimited cloud GPU rendering power. It's easy. Just go to try.rendernetwork.com and fill in your Octane account details and claim your €20 in free credits. I just went to check to make sure that's euros and not dollars. I think that's correct. The Render Network now supports Cinema 4D files directly, so you can send jobs straight from the
and
Octane.
I have used it, and it is awesome. It works really well. It's so nice not having to be able to like put it into an Orbex anymore, just pushing it right out to a C4D file.
So you can send render jobs straight from Octane for Cinema 4D without any extra steps. Plus, the new Render Network C4D wizard will check your scene before sending it, making your rendering experience smoother than ever. So don't wait. Visit try.rendernetwork.com to get your free credits and learn more at rendernetwork.com. Yes. And make sure you go to otoy.com and thank them for helping to make our show possible. And speaking of which, they are also one of the sponsors of Camp.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Otoy, for all the sponsor things. I think Matt has a list of sponsors.
I do
for Camp as well.
I should have a list. Man, I had it up. There we go.
I could just bring it up on the screen too if you want. Yeah, there you go. Here you go.
Yeah. So our global sponsor, Otoy, big shout out to them. We are super grateful. Their sponsorship and along with all these other sponsorships help keep the cost of camp down. We're super excited. We're leaving in just a week for camp, so we're so super excited. But yeah, thank you to Otoy. Also, our village sponsors, both Maxon and Sony. If you're staying at camp, you're going to be staying in one of our two villages, which is awesome. And then all of our integration sponsors, they're helping out with things like the shuttle or the bar or just little things here and there. It's so great to have them on board. We've got Grayscale Gorilla, we've got RevThink, we've got Stash Magazine, Already Been Chewed, Swarovski, and Motion Hatch. So huge shout out to all of them for all their support with Camp Mograph.
One final one too that just came through.
We have another one that just came through?
Yeah.
Who?
We have the one and only Joel Pilger.
That's right. We need to get him up on the website. Joel Pilger, sponsoring the bar this year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Exactly. So big ups to Joel. Thank you.
Yes. So big thanks to all of our sponsors. make sure and give them a shout out online and say thanks for helping keep the cost of camp down. We got some amazing things planned this year. It is going to be absolutely stellar. I think this is going to be our best year yet.
You say that every year.
Well, because every year it keeps getting better.
And I say that, you say that every year too. So yeah, so I guess we'll just go through some of the things, and then we'll maybe take questions if anybody is in the chat that would like to ask some questions as well. We could quickly talk about arrival and shuttles. Hopefully everybody has signed up for your shuttle if you need a shuttle by going to the camper portal. I know
if you have not yet, please do it ASAP.
Yes.
We may be closing down some of the times, so you may show up, around a time that a shuttle would happen, but it's all full. So just make sure you get that taken care of. You can do that in the camper portal. If you don't know where the camper portal is, check your email. We sent out an email. If you still can't find it, hit us up on Discord or send us an email, info@campmograph.com, and we will send you to the right place.
Yeah, Discord is
all this information all the information to access the portal and all the other various things is also in your confirmation email from your ticket purchase.
Yes.
Eventbrite as well, so that's an easy way to find.
Make sure you read your emails.
Links.
Yeah.
Shuttle Commander
Where your
Gurns.
ticket is, so hopefully you know that's where it is. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shuttle Commander Gurns will be all up in the Discord channels, like making sure that nobody is left behind, and that if anybody has any issues, that if you do have an issue, make us aware of it, please, so we're not standing there waiting for you as well. Just maybe put in there if there's a problem, if you have delays, maybe we can get you on a different shuttle. It just depends on the situation. But Billy he was like awesome at that last year. So now it's official. So.
Yeah. And the great thing about this camp versus some of the other camps that we've had is this one's only 45 minutes away from the airport. Like, it's super convenient. So even if you were to take like an Uber or something, because you don't want to wait around for the shuttle, it shouldn't be that expensive, which is really nice.
Right.
Yeah, and for anyone that is wondering about what shuttles they did sign up for, I posted in the portal yesterday just the arrival schedule and who's on what. And so that was updated as of September 1st. So I'll keep an eye on that and make sure that keeps populating with the most up-to-date information. But I'll get the departure shuttles up there later today.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah, so Camper Portal has all the other info in it too, as far as like what items to bring, I think, things like that. I don't know if you want to, maybe we can talk about that for a minute. I will say that the weather is looking pretty good. That's something to keep into consideration when packing. You always want to have something in case you're cold, but it's also pretty important to make sure you have something to dress down in. Like, here's an example. Last year when we were in Colorado, it was relatively cool, but man, with the altitude and when that sun came out, it was actually kind of warm. So make sure that you have kind of a mix of clothes either way. I'll put this up here. We've got the weather forecast currently for what's coming up. We're leaving at the beginning of the week, but you can see as you arrive in camp, it will be in the 80s.
Yeah.
Up to 82.
I'm so excited about those nights. 58-degree low. I'm going to sleep so well in my tent.
Great weather. We don't have much of a chance of rain either, which is good.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, knock on wood, things do change, but please just keep an eye on the weather. Things can change pretty quickly, so you just never know. Dress in layers, be prepared. Because if you are prepared, then you won't need all the stuff you brought.
Yeah.
But it's the stuff that you don't bring is what you'll need. But
Speaking of bringing stuff, also make sure that you leave a little bit of room for some swag.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't overpack because you'll need to bring some stuff home, and we'll keep that a surprise as we always do. But want to let people know too that compared to the camp last year, we did get some rain last year, and the camp itself was pretty muddy and dirty and stuff like that. This camp's not like that. It's way more grassy, and even the paths have like gravel paths and pretty good accessibility for everything. So bring good footwear, but it's not going to necessarily require like boots or anything per se this year.
There is also we have an indoor pool, and there's also a lake. So depending on if the lake is too cold or something, we may just use the indoor pool. So make sure if you want to swim, bring some shorts. So, yep.
Let's see, what else do we have on the agenda here? I did the weather report. I was going to talk a little bit about DJ, VJ stuff. I've been working on some things because for some reason, motion designers are into VJ, DJ stuff. A lot of them, actually. Yep. So we've been talking to quite a few people. Have been in the past. They've brought DJ stuff. And this year it's like VJ stuff as well. So like Nick Campbell is bringing a projector and some projection mapping stuff. I'm doing the same thing. We've been talking to some campers that do projection mapping, and so that's going to be a lot of fun. I've been working quite hard on this setup to try and do some fun, like on the fly AI things. You can see my node tree right here in Touch Designer where it's going.
Man,
it's getting pretty complicated. It's getting weird. It's to the point now where like I think I'm gonna bring my full-blown computer because it's just
That's so funny.
The laptop runs it okay, but this is just running it a lot better, and I'm able to get AI output on my main computer at 15 frames a second for AI processing, which is pretty good. 15 frames a second AI. This is just the AI node right here. And so there's going to be some fun video stuff. We're going to play music. Who knows what other people are going to bring too. And we're going to do this kind of like fun collab type thing where we're all just messing around with flavors of video and inputs and NDI and who knows what. It's going to be a lot of fun. So
it's going to be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have also I've been working on a video game for camp. So like for those who know me, know I love retro gaming. And I discovered a program called NES Maker about a year and a half ago. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to make a game for camp because, that's kind of the vibe we were going for was early 90s nostalgia and like ASCII art. And I was like, oh, this will be perfect, right? So a freaking deep dive later and a lot of assembly code. And I worked on this for probably 15 hours yesterday. And then the day before, I also worked on it for about 15 hours, and I've worked on it every single night for the past. And so, like, I'm excited for people to try it. For those who have played Friday the 13th on the NES, it's based a lot off of those graphics and that, like, that the way of working, where it's kind of like a big maze, and you may have some special guests who are at camp, So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
We both spent the weekend working on our projects, and it was funny because before the show we were talking about it, and Matt's like, "Yeah, but you can actually use the things you're learning for to make money somehow."
And no one's gonna hit me up and be like, "Oh yeah, can you make a NES video game for us?" Like, nah, dude.
You never know. You never know.
Never know. So. We'll see.
Yeah, did we go over all the items? We got sleeping bags, pillows, towel, fitted sheets, toiletries. Yes.
Those are really the most important things. Like, if you're only going to pack something in your clothes, sleeping bag, pillow, towel, and toiletries, those are really the most important. Those will make sure that you are, for me at camp, the biggest thing is sleep. Because you either don't get a lot of sleep or you're gonna try and sleep really well, And so like having a really good sleeping bag, having a really good pillow, and then the fitted sheet is not necessary, but if you want to give that extra layer of protection between you and the like the mattress, bring them. I think it's a really good idea, and they pack up small, so it's a twin fitted sheet, by the way.
You know how to fold a fitted sheet, right?
Of course, yeah. You just
crumple it up,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do something when we are actually working on the behind the scenes and the logistics for Camp Mograph, and we call it Walk the Shoreline. And it's something I learned from Merlin Mann many years ago. And walk the shoreline, basically, you're stepping through the process and thinking through every single moment in your head about how things are going to happen. But we're going to do our own mini walk the shoreline for everybody here right now, which is we're going to walk through the process of being a camper. You're going to arrive. You're going to either get yourself a car or an Uber, or you're going to get on one of our shuttles. And you're going to head down. And the camp registration opens at noon, typically. I believe we're doing that the same this year. And so you're going to, I know most of you are probably going to arrive on the shuttle. So when you arrive on the shuttle, there's going to be people there to help you with your bags and all of your things. And kind of like gather your bags. You can come inside and you can check in. And you go through the check-in process. You give us your name. We give you a little bit of information. We tell you how to get your swag and everything. We tell you where your cabin is. We'll show you kind of on the map where you're going to be, all of that. And so
you'll sign a code of conduct. That's very important.
You'll sign a waiver. Yeah. You'll become a human centipede. And
What?
And then when you go through that process, it's kind of like, okay, if this is the first time you've been there, it's like, okay, this is new to me. I've got to figure out where to go. I've got to get the lay of the land. And then what do you do, right? Because you're checked in, but then what? And if you haven't been there before, especially if you don't know anybody, that's activity time in the afternoon. That's when it's time to hang out and meet some people. Just dive right into it. You know, don't go to your cabin and just go to sleep. I mean, unless maybe if you came from overseas, I can understand. You wanna get some sleep. But get to know some people. We're going to have dinner that night, and then we're going to have the fireside chats. So that's kind of like the first night. It's just everybody showing up, and then we're going to eat that night and hang and chill and do a fireside chat.
To add a little bit more this year, and something that we're doing differently is we've got some staff really taking the reins on once you arrive at camp and take a tour and really get the lay of the land. They've got some other activities and things planned for people to like kind of hang out and interact. And it's not like awkward first day at camp vibes if you don't know anybody. So like that we've got some fun programming and things lined up for everyone arriving that will encourage you to meet new people and, you know, lots of fun. I don't know. I guess I'll call them activities, but yeah, we've got some cool things planned, and I just want to say thanks to all the staff helping with that. So appreciate that. But that's something that due to the feedback we've gotten via last camp and whatnot, like there's kind of that weird, awkward feeling right after you arrive, especially if you don't know anyone, and just adding some of that, I think is going to be really nice to have this year and really help people just kind of interact and become, you know, friendly right off the bat.
Yeah.
Let's see in the chat here. Oh my gosh, it's Dryzen. Layers are your friends. Phil says he's gutted. He's not going to be there. How many people can play your game at once? Is it a one-player game?
It's a one-player game. Yes.
Gonna miss you, Phil.
It is a one-player game.
Gonna miss
Sorry.
you, Phil. Chris said, I just got done camping. Nito. Chris, you're coming to camp, right? So is Chris coming to camp? He has been on a 2-month hike.
He is.
A 2-month hike.
I think he just completed the Pacific Crest Trail. So he made it all the way up to Canada.
That's amazing. Like, shout out to you. Camp. That is like, yeah.
How you can afford that.
I camped one day in Colorado, and it was so windy that, like, I swore I would probably never camp again. You know, I can't imagine just being out in nature for 2 months straight, just walking. You know,
It's free
That's
to do that, but
crazy.
then I don't know like how you can take 2 months off, but
yeah.
Yeah, so is he Chris, are you coming? Are you coming to camp? I don't remember if you're camping this year or not.
Don't
Also,
think he is.
day onesie. Let's talk about day onesie.
Yeah. Okay, so day
I'm not
onesie.
prepared for that.
This was a thing that Cons created. It started off in Virginia
Portland?
Beach. Was it Portland?
I don't remember.
Virginia.
No,
I
Beach.
remember Virginia Beach for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So Cons wore a onesie. It was like a rainbow unicorn onesie or something.
Mhm.
And then the next year, more people wore onesies. And then in Australia, it was a thing as well. So we're like, all right, day onesie. So if you're interested, it's not required.
Right.
Not a cult.
Not a cult.
It's not required. But if you want to have some fun, I will be in my kangaroo onesie that I brought from Camp Australia. I think Byron will be in his alligator one that he brought from Australia as well. And Shell has one. Cons, of course, will be one. I think Jen has one. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So if it's not required, this is not a furry camp, But
I've got a
you wanna-
Rick and Morty onesie somewhere, I think. It's got
They're
the
yeah, they're
feet and
just
everything.
huge.
Oh,
Well, that's fine because
would
I've
be
gained some weight since I bought it, so that.
We
Right.
we have matching Rick and Morty ones, and they're ginormous.
I'm gonna
That's
okay. I'm gonna
hilarious.
find them. We got to do that.
yeah.
I think I
Um,
know where they're at.
So
Sweet.
yeah, that'll be really really fun. So
Well, and
if you wanna
outside of
join
the
us.
day onesie stuff too, like if people want to like get down with the theme and they're wondering, is there a specific theme or like something that we've thought of through the entire year as we've come up with the creative or whatever, it more or less it's inspired by like early internet culture and like early gaming, think like 8-bit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when I was growing up, I was like really into the bulletin board systems and dial-up
Mhm.
modems, and you connect, and it was like very early rudimentary internet, right?
Mhm.
And doing some research, actually recently, I found out that the first bulletin board system, the first BBS, was in Chicago.
Ah,
It's
see,
pretty
there you go.
pretty funny how it comes full circle like that.
that is
But,
funny.
anyway, think like Hackers, the movie, like all
Yeah.
that good stuff,
Yeah.
Not me
That'd be cool.
finding a mushroom onesie on Amazon right now.
That's hilarious.
And yeah, we'll have all the swag and everything. Can I show the bracelets? I'm wearing one. I want to show
Ooh.
you.
Sure.
So I don't know how easy or hard it's going to be to see here, but the bracelets, we went with a one color this year. We got Pac-Man, and Pac-Man is eating Camp Mograph, and you can see the little ghost guy on the other side. It's kind of hard to see
dig
on
it.
camera, but those came in. They look good, and so you get little things like that if it's your first time. Also, so that night is going to be the first Fireside chat, and that is going to be the retrospective. I don't know if we want to talk about
Yes.
that a little bit.
Yeah, so we're super excited about the Fireside Chats this year, like some amazing presenters. And then we are, because this is our 5-year, we decided to bring back Aaron Sorofsky, Ryan Summers, and Barton Damer, who were our first Fireside Chats. And so Barton has already come up with a really, great list of stuff to talk about, because it's insane how much our industry has changed over the past
man.
5 years, especially with
certainly
COVID and
has.
AI art and
Yeah.
dwindling budgets and
NFTs
working remotely
even.
and stuff like that. And it's gonna be
Well, and,
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
And what I think is going to be really interesting too is like our first camp was pre-pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Barton was in a different stage of his kind of studio. Aaron was still, I think crushing as she is now, but Ryan was in a transition phase. And so there was like, it's going to be really interesting too, not only to hear of like things in our industry, but like how they're careers have
adapting.
evolved in the last 5
Yeah.
years as well, and what
Yeah.
they've learned. So I'm really excited to hear from all.
Yeah. And then we're also going to have, so each night there is a Fireside chat. So that's night 1. We'll skip ahead to the other nights here real quick. Night number 2 is going to be Joyce Ho.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who, if you don't know, is an incredible, talented designer, director. He works for Buck now, and a piece that you might have seen from her that she directed years ago were the semi-permanent titles. With like it was a lot of the kind of like liquid kind of explorations and stuff like that, almost watercolor ish. But like so much great design in that piece alone. And yeah, she is just fantastic, and we're really, really excited to have her speaking at camp and just being at camp too. Again, for those people who have never been, like it's all the downtime, it's all the like little side convos or the walk through the woods to get to the next thing where you're talking with these people and your fellow creatives, where some of that gold just sticks with you forever.
Yeah.
And then Brandon Parvini, who I will always accidentally call Patrick Parvini because I have a childhood friend named Patrick Parvini, and I just can't not call him Patrick. I don't know. So the
funny.
thing about, if you've listened to our show for many, 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 many years, there was a time that we got back in like 2017 from SIGGRAPH, and we were telling the story about Brandon going off on this random rant in the hotel lobby about Maxon and the future and all of this stuff to Maxon Rick. And he was just so good. Everybody was just sitting there with their jaws dropped listening to him speak.
Yeah.
And ever since then, we've been like, we've got to have him speak at something.
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
so good. You're really going to love what he has to say, no matter what it is. I'm telling you. So
Yeah.
The other thing, so that night afterwards, after the Fireside, typically what happens after a Fireside is we all just chill, right? We do karaoke, we play music, and there's late night snacks, and then there's also the bar.
Yes.
And so, Julie, I don't know. I should just let you take it from here if you want to talk about the bar a little bit. I've even got the menus ready to go.
I didn't know if you wanted to show those or not. We can if you want to show them.
I don't see why not.
If the daily has been updated correctly.
Well,
That's the only-
close enough. Close enough.
Yeah.
We can talk about it.
So the bar is going to open at 5:00 every day, and we will have a selection of cocktails, mocktails. We've got 4 different draft beers from a local brewery. And we typically shut the bar down around midnight every night. Bill the bartender will be back this year. If you guys don't know
Yay.
who Bill the bartender is, Bill
We
will
love
be
Bill.
back. We love Bill. He makes my life easy. So yeah, Bill will be back, and normally the bar shuts down around midnight. That's I kind of leave that up to Bill, let him decide what he wants to do with that. But yeah, I mean, if you've been to camp before, you kind of know how the bar works. If you don't, it's just like a typical, just a typical, like, here's your options. Now we do have just like I'll have like a well of drinks. So if for some reason, like somebody doesn't want one of the cocktails or whatever, then we can just make you like a vodka soda. It's like it's not a big deal.
Right. That's something people
but
didn't
that's
realize,
about
I
it.
think, in the past, that like, we do have the ability to do some other various drinks
Yeah.
as well. Nothing crazy,
Yeah.
but it's a
Nothing crazy,
possibility.
no.
Yeah.
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 If
And
I
so-
have it, I'll make it for you.
And so you'll be able to see this in the zine as well. But you get a zine when you come to camp, and it's always fun. There's always some fun stuff in there. But you can see what the menu looks like here. The bar is sponsored by Joel Pilger.
Yes.
And it was really great because
The Joel Bilger bar.
what was funny is we had at one point, and it changed at the last second, is we had a Pilsner beer. We were like,
Yeah.
you could call it the Pilsner. It's perfect. And then at the
Yeah.
last second, they're like, oh, we don't have the Pilsner. We're like, dang
We don't have the
it.
Pilsner anymore. Dang.
Dang. So we've got some video game themed stuff. We've got the Snake, the Mario Mingle, the Sonic Fuse, the Princess Peach. And then on the mocktails, the Rainbow Road and the Dreamland. The Rainbow Road, it's another color-changing drink like you did last year.
Last year. Mm-hmm.
Hence Rainbow Road, the Triforce as well. These are all the mocktails. And then there's a beer menu as well. Various draft beers from a local brewery. That's how we like to do it.
Old Irving Brewing Company is who's providing the beer this year, with the exception of the Truly Wild Seltzer. That's not coming from them.
Yeah, there will be a seltzer. People tend to, some people gravitate towards a seltzer, which is understandable. We tried a local seltzer, I think last year or the year before in Virginia.
Virginia Beach, we tried a local seltzer, and it did not
great.
go over well.
It wasn't great. No, people weren't
It
into
wasn't like the normal, what people expected from a seltzer.
Exactly.
It just wasn't.
Yeah, so that's why, the basic Truly does the trick, right? And,
right.
And then
we have Brunch again this year as well.
Yeah,
That's
Brunch.
Great. We'll do a few cocktails for Brunch.
There's going to be, and Joel helped us name some of these as well. So, for instance, there's the Bloody Mary or Maria, and then there's also like bubbles and mimosas. That's called the hard render. And then there's the non-alcoholic bubbles and mimosas. That's the easy render. So, and then there's a liar's drink as well.
The easy render.
The easy render. Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun, and we've got food trucks as well.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Yes.
We're super excited about this. This is a new addition to
So-
camp. Hold on, I got to put in my AirPod because y'all probably just lost me.
No, we can hear you just fine.
We didn't.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, you can hear me. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
No, but there's a new thing that we're adding to camp this year. It's the food trucks. We're really excited. We always get comments on the food. It's camp food. This ain't gourmet 5-star.
Right. It is what
whatever.
it is.
It's camp food, and it's fun if you go into it knowing that you're gonna get camp food. It's really good. As long as it's not 6 pounds of shrimp, which it has been previously. We can't promise it's not gonna be this year, but. We are bringing in a couple of food trucks because we've gotten so many sponsors this year and so many people, so many great people helping out. We were able to bring in some food trucks because also we're close to Chicago. We're not super far away. So we brought in, we're bringing in a food truck 2 nights. So I think it's Friday night and Saturday night. Is that right?
Saturday night. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Friday night it's gonna be Friday night we're doing like Italian beef sandwiches, grilled chicken sandwiches, and then like veggie burgers.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second night is like tacos. So chicken tacos, steak tacos, and then like mushroom tacos for our vegetarians and vegan friends and stuff like that. So
super exciting. Super exciting.
Yeah.
Then we got our workshops as well. After the first, after the day you get in and get settled and do a nice night. By the way, we address this every year, but try not to go too hard every night. You got plenty of time, right?
You got plenty of time.
You don't want to be hungover on the first morning when you're trying to go to breakfast. Breakfast is always early. You got to get up early if you want that breakfast, or you're going to wake up and breakfast is going to be over, and then you're going to be like, oh, crap. So
this is another reason why we shut the bar down around midnight is because we just kind of want people to like, okay, like in 8 hours you have to be at breakfast.
Yes.
So
pace yourself.
Yeah.
So you've got plenty of time. You can spread all of this out. You can spread out the party and don't go too hard. And then you get up in the morning, you get a good night's sleep, you get yourself some breakfast, and then you go head to the workshops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got a bunch of amazing workshops this year. so many more workshops than we've ever had, and it's going to be really, really awesome. First up, we've got Donovan Brutus doing Align Your Art with Your Purpose. We're bringing Haley Akins in from Motion Hatch to do the business of motion design. I'm really excited about that one. We've also got Sarah Beth Morgan doing the crafting corner, which is going to be super fun. I'm really excited. If you follow her on Instagram, you've seen a lot of the stuff that she's been like building out of crafts and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. This year, we're also bringing back Clinton Jones for the secrets of photo scanning. So we're going to be actually like photo scanning, 3D scanning stuff that we find and stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then we've got Rebecca Olson and Casey Warren doing a workshop on cut the creep, realities of scope creep, and how to skillfully manage it. I think that one's going to be really, really awesome and very needed for a few of us. Then we've also got Jenny Davis doing Beyond the Algorithm, how to, basically run your business based off of the idea of like, oh, everything's an algorithm and stuff like that, and this is figuring all this stuff out, right? Then we've got Nick Snyder doing a character craft, The Art of Exaggeration, which is like a caricature type workshop. And I think that's going to be really cool. I'm really excited to go do that one. Then we've got Noah Hornstein doing Bits, Pixels, Action, The Technical Art of Motion. I'm really excited about that one. And finally, John Lepore, you know him from the many things that he's done in our industry, as well as being one of our former Fireside Chats. He's coming back to do Designing the Future, which is so many amazing workshops this year. You're gonna have to pick and choose. Sorry, but it's gonna be great. Yeah.
Now, in the past, depending on the person, sometimes because there is a free day, right? There is kind of that free day that we've added to the camp so that you have kind of a day when you could just do nothing or chill or whatever. Sorry if it sounds like somebody is completely just sawing something outside. I do not know what's going on. Julie, you could probably see. I hear all this noise, but hopefully that's not coming through.
Yeah, they're doing something
crazy. But these people who are doing the workshops, sometimes if they feel like it, will do an extra round of their workshop on the free day. Maybe.
Yeah.
So if it's something that's super popular, we might have a chance. It's kind of unofficial,
Yeah.
Also, there will be some other things going on the free day. I don't know if you want to chat about that a little bit as well.
Yeah, Mark, I'm going to let you chat about that because I don't know all about this stuff. There's so many things going on that day.
So for Sunday, it's always been a free day, like a down day, and it's great. It's an extra time to hang out with new friends and campers, and we'll have like your general camp activities going on, like the climbing walls and zip lines and all that. But this year, we're adding just a little bit of like non-formal kind of programming to this with some breakout sessions. So we'll have a coach. He's just like a life coach, business coach, Dave O'Connor, doing some breakout sessions about like imposter syndrome and just talking about that. We'll also have some breakout sessions from some of our sponsors and partners that want to be just a little bit more involved there. Sometimes those could be either showing like beta products or things that are still in development, or even this year we also have RevThink helping out as a sponsor, and one of their representatives who really knows his business stuff is going to be around too and would love to do a breakout session. So lots of just, non-formal, easygoing breakout sessions where it's cool to start talking about other things, and it's not necessarily a formal workshop or anything, but just another opportunity to have more conversations surrounding things that matter. And, feel like we have such a long day that day, and the camp activities are great, and it's a great time just to chill out, but offering some of these kind of low-key workshop type things would be, I think, beneficial for everybody. So we'll see how those go this year, but I'm excited to see how they unfold.
Yeah, I agree. Also, if anyone wants to learn how to make NES games, I may be chilling with a few people, showing people how to do that. So.
That's the other thing too. I'll probably be kind of setting up some of the VJ stuff early. I might have it out or tweaking things. If anybody is interested in learning a little bit about the touch designer stuff, you can check that out. Also, Jen has mentioned too in the chat here the podcast content creator corner. Sign up for that as well. You may have already. I don't know. It's really loud over here to my left, so you may have said that already.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
And if you want to, just like the podcast content corner is something that Jen had thought up and some other people have been helping out with. But there's so many people at camp that either host podcasts or are guests on podcasts or things like that. And we've actually had a few people ask, like, can they record an episode at camp? And so that led to, well, if we just set up some gear and people can kind of come in and out throughout the weekend to do that, sounds like a great idea. And so there's a list of various podcasts that will be there and recording, and I'm sure there's going to be some sort of sign up schedule. But it's just a really cool idea to, not only talk about camp on some of these podcasts and some of their episodes, but be at camp while they're like in the vibe and feeling it all. And like, hopefully if there are people that are willing to maybe speak about their experiences or whatnot, we might get some really cool stories and testimonials, I guess. We'll see. But I think it's pretty neat, and it's something we've never tried before. But again, this is just like the power of the community where Jen and a few others have taken it upon themselves to really just make this happen. So, again, it's a communal effort. So thank you all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're also going to be doing our TikToks and things while we're there, So I would love to get some people actually to be in them. I think we're going to be doing stuff like asking people questions about camp and stuff. And also even... if you're a TikTok person, you've probably seen those phone mounts where it goes around your neck, right? And and everybody makes a joke about what you can use it for. But the great thing is that you use your hands a lot at camp. And so my thought is that we can pass this around and get some shots of people doing stuff at camp. I think it would make a cool little like compilation video of like people, doing either crafts or eating or VJing or drinking or, Julie's going to make some drinks.
We need to do, okay, at anytime someone gets their first drink, we do the hi, my name's so-and-so, and this is me after my first drink. I'm looking at you, John Haley.
We'll just do a compilation. And then, so that'll be fun. So we're going to be doing all sorts of fun videos like that. So I think
something I'm going to mention real quick too is, and I think we'll probably need to put this in the zine now that I'm thinking about it, like with a QR code, but kind of like a community folder of assets. So if there's videos and things that we're making and you want to share it too, like you'll have access to that.
Cool.
I'm looking at my notes. I feel like we covered everything, the weather, all the stuff and things, the onesies, the pinball.
Well, and we don't want to cover everything.
Yeah.
Because something's got to be left for
only the stuff in the notes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I think that covers it. Unless anybody... Oh, there was a question in the chat from Dryzen about, do we need cash for the trucks? You do not need cash for the trucks. No. That is covered.
You don't need cash for anything at camp.
Yep.
Right. Now, I don't know, this is something we'll probably talk about off air. I don't know I don't know how seconds work with the food truck or anything like that. We'll need to double check that.
I think it's just one meal, but
We'll
have snacks and stuff like that if you need some more stuff.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
I don't know if there's any like, oh, well, for cash we can do extra. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
But there's all sorts of snacks and other things, and there's the late night meals and stuff, so you should be fine there. But it's always good to have some sort of snacks in case you get in a situation. In case you get in a situation where you drank too much the night before, you wake up, you're like, oh my God, I missed breakfast, I'm starving. You could probably find a snack around, but also, to have some stuff like, your choice of either health bar or not health bar, Snickers or whatever, so you don't become a diva.
Well,
You know.
we'll have like for snacks, and I read the responses from last year, so I didn't buy enough sweet stuff last year. So we will have like, popcorn and chips and like candies and stuff like that that will
Mm-hmm.
be like on the snack table, but if you want something very specific or you're trying to stay on a
Right.
particular diet or something, then yes, maybe bring something with you to snack on.
Yeah.
But I try and cover all the bases when I get snacks for the
Them kind
for
bars.
everybody.
Them kind bars or one of
Yeah.
those other ones that crumble all over you. Have something like that available or some protein. And then, Jen also says, tip your bartenders via the QR code. There'll be a QR code at the bar as well.
Yeah, Bill, I'll make sure Bill takes care of that this year before we get there.
Cool.
Bill, or if you're listening, take care of your Cash App.
Well, I think that's it. Is there anything else? Today's a holiday, so we're gonna skedaddle and get back to work.
Yeah. I'm
not
I'm very
panicking.
excited.
I'm not panicking. You're
Very
panicking.
I can't believe we're leaving in a week. Like
I know.
can't even like wrap my
I
brain
know.
around that.
The to-do list is
gonna be a lot of
I
fun.
would just say this too, like, read your emails. If you haven't signed up for the Discord, please do that. Stay,
very
keep
important.
eyes on the camper portal. These are all places of communication that you'll be receiving from us. So if you want the most up-to-date information, Discord's probably the best way to ask a quick question and get a quick answer. You could always shoot us an email, info@campmograph.com. And also on the camper portal, like, we'll try to keep updating informations there. And yeah, read your emails if you see something come from Camp Mograph. So
Anyone
Bill
coming
fixed
in
his
early?
Venmo.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know,
Okay.
Bill fixed his Venmo. I have confirmation.
Anyone coming in early to camp? Well, we're coming in early to camp, but we're getting right to work.
Yep.
And Matt and I are driving, so that'll be
Yeah.
fun. So
gonna be fun.
if anybody wants to, like, meet up with us on the
Caravan with us.
way, you can.
Yeah.
But if there's no other questions or anything, I think we're pretty much gonna wrap it up, huh? Or anything else for
Yep.
y'all? Y'all good?
I think that's it.
You good?
Nope.
All right.
Very
all
excited.
I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody and get this thing going, because like the planning, there's so much planning that goes into it, but then like the best part is when you let go of all that and it just happens and things happen and it's like, okay, here we go.
Here it goes. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, let's see here. I did have a couple notes real quick I wanted to get to just regarding the show. Obviously, next week we will not have a show because we're going to be driving. So, and then the next week after that, we're going to be driving back. So we will not have a show for 3 weeks. Theoretically, that Monday, though, in 3 weeks from today, we should have our camp wrap-up show with Casey. It's kind of a tradition as long as he's available. So make sure that you check that out. That'll be fun. I'm sure we'll be talking about the lore and all the things. The other thing is that coming up next on Mograph TV, if you're watching Mograph TV live right now, it's going to be a replay of the Fireside reunion show that we did like right after camp.
In 2020, I believe.
Because there was COVID going on, so we did this reunion show. So you'll get to see where everybody's mind was at that point, and then when you get to camp, you'll be able to see where their minds are at now. You can, if you're listening, which most people listen, you can always go back and check out the back episodes. It's in there, the Fireside reunion show. If you're watching the live stream of just this show, I believe that it will automatically switch over to Mograph TV when it's done. So check that out. Also go to mograph.com, mograph.com/TV to watch Mograph TV 24/7. We're on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, all the things. And thanks, everyone. I think that wraps it up.
And I just want to say a big hello, Arlo and Cruz. They're so bummed that they can't come to camp, but as
My
they
kid
get
is as
older,
well.
they'll be able to come.
Yeah.
And we'll make it happen. But and thanks to my wife Alicia and everyone else holding down the fort while I'm gone. Right? Hey, we can't do it without them. So.
All right.
Yeah, but psyched to see everybody, and we'll see them soon.
Yeah. We're gonna get out of here though. Until next time, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
I'm Mark.
I'm Julie.
Have a good one.
Later, yo.
All right, later.
Bye.
It's pretty good, I guess. Introducing Mograph TV from Mograph.com, a free motion graphics and animation channel streaming your favorite content and favorite artists 24/7. Mograph TV features motion graphics tutorials, talks, tips, inspiration, and replays of popular live shows. We offer something for all levels of designer, from introductory tutorials to high-level breakdowns and everything in between.
That track looks great to me.
Mograph TV features software like Cinema 4D, After Effects, Unreal Engine,
What up?
third-party plugins, and other 2D and 3D software. We also feature live motion events, short-form clips, crypto art, and even a little photo and video editing. Learn from the people that inspire you most, and stay up to date on all the latest industry news, announcements, and community events. You'll also see exclusive offers only available by watching. With 3 8-hour blocks each day, you'll be sure to catch everything, no matter what your time zone. Keep it on as a companion to your workday and learn something new. Meet a friend, watch a demo, catch a classic tutorial, or even find new inspiration.
That's a British word?
A lot of things are British words.
Yes, good luck with all your projects.
Mograph TV, television for the design community 24/7.